Justin, you're in a little bit of a strange spot at tight end because a lot of experience gone through. You've got the backup of Justin Ball, who's been here a lot. And sandwiched around him, you've got potentially a starter who really hasn't played in Cole Spence and a receiver who's now a tight end.
Sure.
And Logan Kyle. So the dynamics of your spring would seem to be a lot different than last. What kind of a challenge is that for you?
Yeah, sure. No, it certainly is a different dynamic. I think you know, the dynamic of when you have diversity in your room, age-wise, creates a little bit more challenging in terms of the teaching, because Justin Ball is ready for the 400, 500 level courses, where Cole Spence is, now he's come a long way, but he's probably still at the 200 level, you know. And Logan Kyle, being his first year playing the position, is at the 100 level. So you just got to, you know, sometimes that means breaking up meetings and meeting individually a little bit more than all together, just because they're on different pages in terms of their level of understanding. But it's been fun, man. It's a great group of guys, and we certainly miss Gavin, Ben, but we're excited about this group.
What do you want from Logan in terms of size? Because he seems like he'll be more of a receiving tight end than a blocker. I know you probably need him to bulk up, but you don't want him to be too heavy. What's your goal with him and where is he?
Yeah, he's right around, you know, the goal was to get to 225 before spring started. I think he's slightly underneath that right now, so he's right around like 223. But he's an exceptionally strong player. In the weight room, he's got some of the best numbers on the team, and that's going to help him a lot at tight end. So, but you're right. I mean, you want to obviously play to his strengths, which is going to be his speed and his route running and all of the experience that he's got at receiver. But we've been pleasantly surprised in these two practices with his blocking, and not only his technique, and but more so his want to and the ability to put his face in there and grind it out.
Usually when you gain weight like that, there's a trade-off in losing speed and quickness. How's he done that?
Yeah, we haven't noticed a difference. Now, I think the closer you get into the formations and you're playing at a tight end position, your speed is accentuated a little bit more. So he may have, you know, maybe lost a step potentially because of the weight gain, but because of the position he's playing, you don't notice that. You notice the speed. So we're, again, it's a different type of player that we're excited to use this spring.
You've got a good group of receivers that have caught some balls here. Cole also caught a lot of balls last fall camp, and I know it's different doing that in camp and doing that in games, but how game ready is he? I mean, I guess it's kind of a dumb question to ask in spring, but how do you feel about his progression to being a pass-catching tight end in the fall?
Yeah, I mean, I think when I think about his progression, I think about his desire to get better, and that's through the roof. His love of the game. He's a gym rat, which is really exciting. And to me, if you have that, you know, good things are down the road for you, especially coupled with his physical ability. So excited about him. He's got a long way to go still, and he's still a freshman. You know, we got to keep reminding ourselves of that because our expectations are high, but he's still a freshman. Yeah, just sky's the limit for Cole.
Now, we talked about tight end and you having challenges with experience. It seems like special teams is the opposite. You've got a punter back who's been outstanding. You've got your long snapper back. You've got, I think, most of your return guys, maybe all of them. You've got a lot of young guys who played a lot of snaps and coverage. Feels like you've got the bulk of you guys back. And what is the difference between handling that now versus maybe handling that a year or two ago when you're trying to get guys used to
Sure.
things?
Yeah, no, I think not only do you have guys back, but you there's experience throughout the roster of covering kicks, of blocking in the return game that not only allows you to refine those skills, but also from a roster management, it allows you to put the right guys in the right places because we know what they're good at. You know, having Jaden back in the kick return game, I mean, I think he took huge strides last year. Maybe that was probably our most improvement from our year one to year two, was in the kick return game. And then knowing what Matt Hayball's strengths are, and, you know, he's going to be a weapon for us. And then, you know, the big question mark is going to be place kicker. You know, we've got a couple guys coming in the summer, and then Will Ferris will be battling for it this spring as well.
Else on special teams or the tight end room that's worked out in the
No, I don't think so. You know, Will Shepard, I didn't mention him, but excited about him as a punt returner, and I think Jaden's going to challenge for that. And then we've got just some young guys that we're training too in the return game that I'm excited about taking a look at this spring.
Thank you, Justin.
All right, thanks guys, appreciate it.
What's it like to pile another year on top of that, having gotten your legs back under you a year ago?
Yeah, man, I know I missed 2 years. It was the 2020 season and the 2021 season. But yeah, it just feels good to be back, man. Getting another spring under my belt, and then just coming back like with the DB group. We're all back, and we're all excited about what we're going to do this year. So,
when you miss 2 years in a row like that, you got to be thinking, can I come back? Can I make it? What are the things that you do to push through? And were you at a point where you doubted you'd be able to come back?
That's a good question. Really, I just try to stay focused and just take it one day at a time, and just know that like everything is going to be all right, and just do like the little things right, like stretching, recovery, and just listening, staying in the playbook, getting extra film in. So all of that kind of leads up, and it helped me in the long run. So.
Corner roles can change. Sometimes you're boundary, sometimes you're not. What kind of role are you looking at this year?
Right now in the spring, I've been playing mostly to the field, but I can play either or. So really, it doesn't matter which side I play, but I'm excited about it.
Where have you gotten better from a year ago, whether that's speed, whether that's doing the playbook, whatever?
Yeah, I would say just getting another year under my belt, just like the game just kind of slows down when that happens. And so just really just knowing, like having a routine for every play and just taking it one step at a time, just knowing, looking at little things and knowing what to look at like before the play that will help you. So.
When you've been around as long as you have, I'm sure coaches look to you for leadership. Sometimes that's vocal, sometimes that's not. In your case, what does that look like?
Yeah, I can be a vocal guy, but I'm really a lead by example guy. But just kind of staying connected to the young guys and staying connected to just the team in general, and just speaking positive energy to everybody. So that's pretty much how I do it.
You and Alan George played high school ball together, played here together. He's playing in the league now. Do you talk to him much, and how cool has it been to see him rise to where he's gone?
Yeah, we stay pretty connected, but yeah, I know he's doing good with the Bengals right now, so that's a good thing. So yeah, I'm happy for him.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.